Then you turn around. All right.
Next one, roll.
I'm rolling.
Button on the bottom, off, all right, I got it. On. Should be there. Okay. Double stage, hot, high you today.
Good, how are you?
Did Vinny write out questions?
You've been in prison for 22 years. What name can you give to that inner whisper inside of you? What keeps you going after so many years?
Peace, contentment, harmony, fuck, sex, satisfaction, peace, harmony, music, love. Now, God, they're just words that communicate feeling. To have the feeling transfers the feeling with motion. That's the reason I asked to be on handcuffs, so you can see the motion, because I say more in motion than I do.
What is that inner beat of yours, so-called, that makes you you? That special thing everyone makes of you, writes of you.
Life, energy, man.
Can you explain me what you mean by it?
A long time ago, I started playing music. I still play it in my mind. They took my music away, but they didn't take my soul away. They haven't taken my soul. You can't take my soul.
What is it about you which makes you an unbroken spirit?
All spirits are the same. You can't break the spirit.
Why is it that you became such a legend?
I'm a perfect servant. I serve you perfect, and then you say I'm wrong.
I don't say you're wrong, but who does, Charlie?
The parole board keeps telling me that I'm wrong because I can't fix their world for them. They keep wanting me to fix their world in handcuffs, and then they say I'm wrong.
I read a book about you by Newell Emmons, in which he describes your childhood as a very painful ordeal. Do you think that you became a victim of that childhood?
Emmons wrote a book about Emmons. And he put Manson on it. And then the next book he wrote about Manson and put Emmons on it. In other words, he wrote his book first and said it was my book, and then he took what I said and put it in his book and said it was his book. That way he milked you people for 2 books. He cheated you out of 2 books. I mean, Emmons is he's a crook. He's a good crook. He made a lot of money.
Was he right in how he describes your childhood?
He was right in parts, in little bits and pieces. He gathered up information from different places, but that wasn't difficult to do.
If not for that tragic childhood, do you think that your life might have been a different story altogether?
No, how would that be any different? I might have ended up in somebody else. I may have been Babe Ruth. I mean, how are you going to say what may have, That's like some stupid doctor come by and said, do you wish they would have killed you rather than put you in a cell? I said, what makes a cell bad to you? You can't stand yourself, so you don't like the cell. I don't mind the cell. My best friend's in there. I like the cell. The cell's okay. I got peace in there. I can take my own time and do what I want. And they say, well, you're crazy. You're like a prison cell.
What do you do in your cell?
I play with myself. And I do what I feel like I want to do.
How do you feel, Charlie, about going up for parole?
I don't know whether I want to go for parole. I don't see anything out there. I want to parole out there too. Why would I want to go out there? I mean, what do they got out there that I want? Every time I go out there, they get me in trouble. I say it's all my fault, you know, and then they make me to be what they need me to be. I'm tired of being what someone else wants me to be.
Who is the real Charles Manson then?
Who am I? That's a beautiful question, man. Who is Charles Manson? He's everybody and nobody.
Tell me about your special characteristics.
In Malaysia, if you take this to Malaysia, take that to Malaysia, and see if they got me in stone over there. See if my face is on the walls. See how many different people, how many elephants I am, how many tigers.
I'm asking you what you, rather than others, can say about you.
You is a word. I don't live in that little you trip that you guys are in, man. I've been in jail since I was 10 years old. I'm just a little runaway kid, man. I'm just a street kid. I'm just a throwaway child, that's all.
Do you feel that an injustice was done to you?
What the hell was that? Justice. Justice. I think justice is a word, yeah, that people use, but they don't have much meaning in the word. They use it when it does them good. When it does something for them, they use it, but when it does something for me, it turns around the other way. In other words, you got rights until it comes to something somebody else wants, and then they take your rights. And then when they take your rights, then they tell you, well, you appeal it.
Do you feel as though your rights were taken away from you?
Why, certainly my rights was taken.
Do you truly believe that this was one ordeal of a big injustice called how we crucified Manson?
Yeah, no, justice is a two-edged thing, you know. How are you going to say justice one way and not say justice the other way? I mean, let me say this to you. You got a Hindu word that they use in Hinduism, karma. The will, the balance of will in God. Is it an individual thing, or is it a family thing, or collective thing, or does it get off into the world? You see, in other words, like, you have individual karma that people judge the world karma by. They'll put the world karma down on me, judge me, and say I'm responsible for the generation of the 60s.
You're in prison for 22 years already. Do you feel that you should still be here?
No, absolutely not. No.
So, are they holding on to you with no just reason? Is that what's going on?
Sure, they're holding on to me. They're all scared to death. Without me, they'd go crazy. I'm holding all their minds, huh? You remember the story about the fool on the hill? Everybody used to go by and make jokes at him and crack fun at him and get off on him all the time. And then pretty soon they looked up and he was gone, and the whole place burned down, and everybody went crazy because he was holding their minds. They're weak. They're weak in their minds. They're like chickens. They got to have somebody to peck on all the time. And when they don't have someone to peck on or pick on, you know, and then they look around and where are they going to flex their muscles? You know, where's the mirror at? You know, they got to have the mirror, you know.
What do you think would happen in this coming parole date?
What do I think will happen at my parole date?
What are you going to tell them?
I don't think I'm going to tell them anything. I don't see any use. I want to look here. Let me try to communicate this. Every one of you people that walk out on that street, you take your rights for granted. You walk up and down the highway and you park your cars and you live your life according to your checkbooks and your accounts and your banks and so on. And one little guy like me that don't read and write too well loses his rights down there in the basement. You really don't care about that. You don't care if I'm down in solitary confinement, or if I got my teeth knocked out, or whether I got burned up, or whether I'm whatever. You don't really care. All you care about is your own individual rights. But when you take my rights, it's just a matter of time so someone folds yours down.
Why do you think it is that your rights were taken away from you?
I didn't get a trial, woman. I didn't get to call one witness. I didn't get one day of a defense in a courtroom. Not one day of a defense in a courtroom. I didn't get to call one witness. You know why I didn't get to call a witness? And I tell you this, you're not going to understand it. President Roosevelt told the governor of New York City, who was then the district attorney of New York City, named Dewey, to put Lucky Luciano in jail, whether he had to break the law or not. He gave the district attorney permission to break the law, coming from President Roosevelt. They put the head mafioso from New York City in Sing Sing prison, and Dewey became governor of New York. They paid a prostitute to lie on the witness stand. When they paid the woman to lie on the witness stand, the Italian Catholic Church seen that they were lying in the district attorney's office. I was tried by Vincent Bugliosi, an Italian Catholic.
Yes, I know.
And Stovitz was a Polish Jew. And the Polish Jew and the Italian Catholic changed seats in Rome. And Rambo made $50 billion off my dune buggy. And just came back from France with my pants again. You see? In other words, like, you haven't given me my rights.
What is it about you that made the authorities do all that to you?
I'm tough. I'm tough.
You're terrible?
I'm bad. You may see me as a nice guy because you're a nice guy, you know. You may see me as what you think is okay, but I'm not really okay. I'm nasty. I'm really mean. And I can't lay it in your ass because I can't get to you. You know, I'm not out there with you enough for you to get to see me and to know me. You can't see me in a minute. You can't look at me in an hour, man. You know, oh hell, I'm locked up in prison for 9 counts of mass murder, so I must be no good somewhere. I'm terrible, I tell you, lady. You know, these people have got me in irons. Why do you think they got me in irons? Why do you think they put me up against the wall and back up? Bang! I'm not different. I'm just like everyone else, man.
You're convicted of conspiracy. You yourself didn't murder anyone.
No one ever said anything about conspiracy. I'm convicted for murder and playing a pinball machine.
As far as I know, you're here for conspiracy to commit murder.
Well, if that's what I'm here for, they should have let me about 14 years ago, because conspiracy only carries something like 7 years. Wait a minute. That man sits on the Bible, on the rule book, on the court, on the regulations, on the sergeant, on the lieutenants, on the Army, on the Air Force, the Navy, the courtroom, and my grandfather's grave is right down the hallway. And I know I didn't break the law. And sooner or later, he's going to say, Charlie didn't get his rights. And somebody else is going to say, Charlie didn't get his rights. And whoa, their heads are going to start falling then. Because my grandfather gave his life for my rights. So I got one dead person in that hallway already coming for my rights. And that's the Holy Ghost there. And I'm going to get my rights sooner or later. Look here. I'm in jail because people want to keep me in jail. It ain't got nothing to do with the law. The law ain't got nothing to do with it. The mafioso was killed and the black phone book come up missing. When they did the music wrong and they put the half white, half black in the music, and Stromberg burnt my music up in Universal Studios, that's why Universal Studios has been burnt down twice. And Universal Studios will continue to get burnt down. They'll continue to burn Universal Studios down.
After 22 years in prison, what can you say about all the prisons you've been in? I don't know whether that's a waste. That's become a waste of time to even think about something that insane.
You know, I don't think about that much. I keep putting it behind me, you know. I just keep putting it behind me in hopes that it'll take a deal with itself. I don't want to judge it.
What happened in the courtroom?
When I was in the courtroom, the district attorney was fighting with words and education. I was fighting with what I knew on the level I was on. The district attorney fought his case with words. They wouldn't give me no defense. I fought my case with motions. As I talk to you, I speak in motions to your soul on a subliminal level. In other words, I live in a subconscious world because all my life I've lived in jail looking out. So I live inside looking out. You live outside looking in. I live in the subconscious. I understand the infinite consciousness. Now, the DA's fighting his case. The district attorney is fighting his case. I'm still fighting mine. I want my rights in a courtroom. My father set a courtroom in that battlefield in Germany. I got a teardrop in World War I. My father went to World War II. My grandfather went to World War I. That guarantees me my constitutional rights in a court of law. Now, some Italian from New York wants to come over, and because Roosevelt lied to his father, he wants to lie to this guy. I say, well, man, you know, do that on somebody else's time. Don't do it on mine. Because you lie on me, I'll go to the crypt. I'll ring up Hitler and bring him back and give him to you. Have you noticed the streets since I've been arrested?
I wasn't in America when you were arrested.
How long have you been in the United States now?
3 years.
How many?
3.
3? Yeah, well, you don't know much about what I'm talking about anyway, man.
I don't. Tell me.
It's been quite a change. The first change came from here.
Oh, don't start.
Wait a minute. Why don't you, Beans, you got to smack you right in your mouth right now. No, I would. And ain't nobody in the fucking world do a fucking thing about it except him. I smack you in your fucking mouth and make you understand what I'm saying to you, see? Because that's the only way you want to understand. I knew I didn't want to do this interview with you because I knew you was going to cop this attitude on me, witch. You dig what I'm saying? You cop this, I'm better than you, I know more than you. You don't know half of what I'm talking about. Now listen, in the barbershop, in the penitentiary, there's a sideburn. And you'll notice that the sideburn in the last 20 years has been cut up here. If you'll notice, I was the first guy that started that sideburn being cut. And then when I came to jail, the cop came up and said, you'll do this. I said, no, I won't do that. And I didn't do it. And I kept the sideburn, and I kept the hair, and I kept the beard. And he'll tell you that 25 years ago, we was not allowed to have long hair and a beard.
So you mean that the prison system changed?
I put long hair and a beard on this prison system.
Do you hope, deep down, that this interview will change public opinion of you?
I'm not looking for sympathy. I don't give a fuck about the public, man. I don't give a fuck about entertaining people. I'm not running for office. I don't give a fuck. It's better that you hate me. Because that way you stay further away from me. Because I really don't like people around me. I don't like people. I really don't.
Why?
Because they're rotten.
Why?
Because they lie too much. They cheat and they hurt.
What is it, do you think, that makes them so rotten?
You know, why? I'm not a sociologist. You know, what is it my job to heal the heels of the world? I'm not the savior. Don't put save the world on me. That's what got me in this motherfucking insanity, man. You know, you put that motherfucking good guy on me, man. That's fucking crucified my fucking ass. And then you come around and say you don't believe in me. You know, I say, okay, after I die 100 times in this hallway, then you say I ain't no good, and I'm rotten. I say, okay, then I have to start all over. And every time I start all over, I start building up something, and I get something up, then you come with that. You say, well, we want to do this, and you take it out and boom, stick it right up my Rama Slam, and tell a bunch of fucking lies on me, start some more shit, make some more newspapers, and put another one of them stupid fucking books out with a lot of fucking horse shit that somebody wants to buy, you know. People want to buy that insanity. They don't want the truth. They want fear. They want violence. They want sex and drugs and guns. They want that. That's what they want.
But what is it that you have that they've always wanted?
Motion. I got motion and music. I've got a creative mind that's wide open to the universe. I got individual.
I understand that there are many people who consider you a prophet. What do you preach?
I'm preaching rebirth. We started a rebirth movement in '67.
Who is we? The Manson family?
No, yeah, the family, what they call the family, the red, yellow, green, gold, all the girls that were singing in the group. We had a group we called the family, you know. And we sang music about getting back to earth and being reborn again. But everybody stole that and took it to the presidency. See, you got a lot of double dealing. See, do you know how many movies people steal? They hold us in cells just so they can run and make movies about us. Selick has been stealing me. Hanson has been stealing me. They come from England stealing me off the Crystal Palace, man. They come stealing me all over the world. They keep taking my life off. I'm going to make a movie about convicts that get mad at actors that steal their lives. And when they get out of jail, they're coming to Hollywood to look them actors up and see if we can't charge some rent. You know, you're selling my own mind back to me, man. You're stealing my very soul. You're stealing my existence every day, man.
Why are you kept in security housing?
Why? All kinds of different reasons. Because they're insecure. Anything they can find an excuse to get on. See, you got a whole bunch of people around, and everybody wants to make a decision about something, and nobody can make a decision. So I'm in the hallway the other day, and I let a fart. And this woman come over with her pen and paper, and she wrote me up for a fart. You know, I said, gee whiz, man, I can't even fart without somebody putting it on a piece of paper and taking me to a disciplinary board for it. I can't get out of lockup. If I try to get out of lockup, everybody says, oh, they all hate me because I'm trying to live my own life, man.
Do you have anything to say about what goes on in the world?
The world is coming to an end. You can't conceive it because your brain is about the size of a walnut.
When you put that X on, did you associate it with Hitler?
Let me say this. You make Hitler into a big person because he was your fear and you were afraid of him. Your mother was afraid of him. Wait a minute. I'm not afraid of Hitler. Hitler was a little teardrop that fell from the prison's eye.
What does the X mean?
You know what it is? It's an Alcatraz Indian. It's an Indian called Walks on Top.
Do you have any resentment to any member of the Manson family? Do you feel they've done you harm?
I don't have thoughts like that. I don't think like that. I don't resent. I don't have thoughts like that.
Charlie, you've made that Mansonite. What does it mean to you, making these dolls? Can you tell me about it?
Something to do. No, I'll tell you. I lived in Mexico City, and there was a whole bunch of nuns in Mexico City. And these nuns used to take this real thin string and make these black shawls that they wear. And I used to show them how to make cigarettes disappear. And on my cigarette there used to be a picture of a spider. And I always used to identify with a spider and the nuns that made the little things for Jesus. So I sat in the cell when I was tearing the sock apart, and I was thinking about them broads, and I was thinking, you know real when you see real. That's the part of me that they hate. Because they don't like you when you see the real. Because they don't like the real to be seen. Because most people like to hide the real, because the real is always what gets hurt. The real is what we don't understand. The real is, the real is what we push under the baby. We put it over by the baby and leave it. The real is difficult. The real that says this: surrender, give it up, every bit of it. I want it all. One world. That's the only way that we're going to survive. One world government, one money, one computer, one zoo, one prison, one person, one. If not, I'm going to sneak out on you. And when I sneak out, I'm just going to fucking kill and party until it's over. Because if you don't do it this way, there ain't no that. There ain't no two of nothing. There ain't no two of nothing. There's only one. There's one Japan. I got it already. I got 5 samurais in this same fucking hallway. I've already locked them. To the emperor, I've already got it. To Germany, I've already got Germany. I've got France. I've got it all locked right here like a big octopus. I've already locked it. I've locked it down. That's the ghost. That's Idi Amin. That's Jomo Kenyatta. That's Mau Mau. That's African. That's the world. That's a black star that shines all around the world. You dig what I'm saying? I got a white star over here. It shines all the way to Norway, all the way to the palace, all the way to Sweden, all the way to Latin America, everywhere. The only person that won't surrender is you. You won't give it up because you still want to be the man. We both can't be the man. You're going to have to either be the man or the woman. If you want to be the woman and you can do it, you know, I mean, for the trees, you know, whatever I got to do, whatever, how I can serve, but I've served this house all the way to the end, and I keep serving it to the end, and all you keep doing is picking up and making stupid movies out of me. For TV policemen, you keep making TV 100 cops out of me for some stupid fucking ignorant ass fucking silly ass fucking thing that's not doing anything for nobody. It's not helping anything. We got to stop cutting the trees now. And the only way to do it is stand up on top of the world and say, do it. Only way we're going to do it is, okay. Only way we're going to do it is get up on top of the world and say, you either stop cutting the trees or we're going to crucify you. And you can't just say it. You got to do it. Because if you don't do it, then they think you're bullshit.
What would you have done with all your music, your emotions?
Nothing. It has to be, everything's in here. The controls inside the ship. This is a big ship that we live in, man. This is a big ship. This is a big ship. This hallway is that. It goes all the way to Montezuma. It's a bottomless pit. There's millions and millions of people's minds in here, you know. I can't even realize Pro Board, because like the last time I went to Pro Board, they got the Chinese and the Russians in the Pro Board. They got the Chinaman named Tong and some guy named Slovich. In other words, they're letting Russia out of prison before they let me out of prison. They let the Ayatollah out of prison before they let me out of prison. They let Sabostogun, the Boogie Bow Wow, they let all them guys out before they let me out.
So you don't think they'll ever let you out of here?
I don't. If they let me out, what they gonna do with me? They're scared to death. They'd run. They'd clear. If I said I was moving to Cochrane, everybody in Cochrane would leave. You don't realize how much it is. I mean, you see a little bit of it. You don't realize. You know how many books they put out? They put out something like 58 trash head books, man. You know, that's more than Hitler had put out against him, man. When he came through a town, everybody stood up and parade. You dig? In other words, like, you don't realize how big it is. It's big. It's so big that only you could bring it home. Only you could really bring it home, you know, because you have to bring it home to the whole world. You couldn't bring it home to half the world. You couldn't bring it to New York. They want to take it to Oregon and hide it in the bushes. I want to take it to the desert and hide it in the desert. Do you know what it is? Do you know what we're dealing with here? We're dealing with the majesty of the whole world. It's not only me. I'm just one of all the X's. There's all kinds of other people doing it. We didn't just come here with just me alone. Bobby Beausoleil from France is here. He's eagle logged down. He's got knives. He's got dead people in the bushes. He's killing. He's drilling. He's covered with blood. Bobby's out in the he's riding his bike. He's got his motorcycles over there doing other. I got shit going on all this motherfucking country, man. I'm not just locked up in a cell. You seen Benny come out. Benny just one little, you know, the dust off the end of it, you know.
Listen, I gotta go.
I'm gonna send you a copy of each picture, okay?
Okay. Hey, don't be offended by anything I said. Because if this glass wasn't here, if the glass wasn't here, I wouldn't have said half that stuff.
Just back up over here, Anthony. Here, right here, that's it. Right there, hold your hand, Mike.
Y'all have a good day.
Step back, step to the right, brother. Step back. Yeah, shake that foot, be sure all this.
What do you mean? You don't want to go?
Well, I want my rights. You know, if I don't have my rights, then what do my kids got?
So you want to stay here for more time just for a retrial?
Well, it depends on how the principal touches me. You know, I have principles that I have to live and die by. I have things I believe in that I've got to hold on to. If I don't, then what am I? A piece of meat? You can go by the butcher shop and get 150 pounds of hamburger, you know. That's the thing that...
So you prefer a retrial than going out and...
Well, I would prefer having my rights, because if I don't have my rights, what the hell am I getting out for?
Do you really think, Charlie, that if you had a retrial, you would have won? Do you really think there was a retrial?
It didn't matter. It wouldn't matter if I win or lose. It said I got my rights. I didn't break the law. I know that, and God knows that. I know what happened. Nobody else knows what happened, but I know what happened. I didn't break the law. It's that simple.
Be careful when you tomorrow.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you.
Have a good day. Yeah. Give my regards to the bingo.
Okay.
All right.
After the interview with Manson, Lieutenant Public Relations Officer of Corcoran State Prison, J.R. Andrews, was willing to answer a few of my questions regarding Corcoran Prison and Charles Manson.
Charles Manson is scheduled for parole hearing on April 21st this year.
Charles Manson has been in this prison how many years?
Manson, I think we received Manson in the latter part of '89.
And he's kept in what's called security housing.
Yes, he's kept in one of our facilities that is called a security housing unit, known in prison term as SHU.
And that is why?
Because of his notoriety, based for his own safety, more or less.
Was any attempt to assassinate him? Was any fight in prison ever happened where Manson's life was in danger?
Not at this prison.
But before?
Yes, he's had problems, I think, at California Medical Facility, where some flammable fluids was thrown on him. But other than that, he hasn't had any problem.
How many years? How often does he go for parole?
Paroles, he goes, if I'm not mistaken, I get some verification on that. He'd have to go every 3 years.